By the end of this video, you will know about first declension feminine nouns in the Greek New Testament. Hi, my name is Rob McIver. Let's talk about feminine nouns. Now, every noun in the New Testament has a gender. It might be masculine, feminine, or neuter. In this video, we're looking at first declension feminine nouns. Now, here are three first declension feminine nouns. Gay, which means earth, Hemera, which means day, and doxa, which means glory. As you compare the columns, you will see that there are differences in the way these three nouns decline. A big difference is gay finishes with ater. It goes gay, gain, gaze, gay, all with ater in the singular. Hemera and doxa finish with alpha. Now, doxa, doxan, doxace, doxa. It starts with alphas in the case endings and then adds a ater for the genitive and dative singular. Whoa! How do we tell that kind of noun from hemera, which goes alpha, 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 all the way down the case endings? Well, hemera is an example of a so-called alpha pure noun. Alpha pure nouns finish with an alpha, and the letter before the alpha is a rho or an iota or sometimes an epsilon. They follow this pattern, hemera, hemeran, hemeras, hemera, while doxa represents nouns that have a consonant in front of the alpha that is not a rho. Now, you may think that there's going to be more of the type doxa than there is hemera. Interestingly enough, when we actually get to the vocabulary, which lists the most frequently occurring first declension nouns in the New Testament, we will find several nouns like hemera and only one doxa. However, there are some forms of the verb that use the kind of endings that you see on doxa, so we probably have to know that as well. But let's say we're trying to make this easier, and yes, this is a video about making New Testament Greek easier. Perhaps we can get by with just learning one of these words and working out the others. I, for example, have learnt gay, gain, gaze, gay because it's the shortest. And then I work out hemera, hemeran, hemeras, hemera, etc. from that. Now that we've met feminine nouns, we can look at a complete declension of the article. We know the masculine forms of the article, the feminine forms of the article, and the neuter forms of the article. The article is used a great many times in the Greek New Testament, and it will thoroughly repay any efforts you make to learn it. The good news is that's the complete article. You don't have a different article for first, second, and third declension nouns, so you've met all the cases of the article you're going to meet. Now, here's a list of first declension feminine nouns. As you run your eye down there, you will see some examples of feminine nouns that end with ater. Agape, arche, gay, entele, zoe, phone, and some examples of first declension feminine nouns that end with alpha. Hamartia, doxa, ecclesia, exousia, epangelia, hemera, sophia, kara. And curious enough, all of them but doxa are alpha pure. In other words, hamartia finishes with an iota before the alpha. We have ecclesia finishing with an iota before the alpha. So it's either iota alpha, or rho alpha in the case of hemera. As well as that, I've put some verbs in there. You recognize they are verbs because in the vocabulary they finish with an omega. So as well as learning doxa, meaning glory, I have included doxadzo, which means I glorify, and as well as kara, which means joy, I've included kairo, which means rejoice. Now, in my book, Beginning New Testament Greek Made Easier, I include in the vocabulary several of the most frequently occurring forms of the article. It's such an important word, I think it's probably worth learning its various cases well. So I've included high and hey and tice and tass and tone and tain and tace. You can see tace occurs 1,070 times, tay 750 times, tain 1,273 times. So these are words that are found very, very frequently in the Greek New Testament, worthy of their own vocabulary item, don't you think? Now, you would like to hear some tips on how to make learning first declension feminine nouns easier. If you've been watching my other videos on nouns, you will recognize all of these steps. The first one is know your vocabulary. I mean, if you don't know your vocabulary, you are sunk. It's a very important first step. And then you need to know the declensions very well. Other videos have looked at the second declension nouns. This video has looked at a first declension noun. Study the examples in the video and in the textbook, and practice, practice, practice. Yes, practice is very important. And might I recommend exercise 8 from my book, Beginning New Testament Greek Made Easier. In that exercise, you will find lots of examples of first declension feminine nouns mixed in with a few masculine and neuter nouns, just to keep these things fresh in your memory. This video is but one of several videos that I've placed on YouTube about the noun in the Greek New Testament. You can most easily find these videos by subscribing to my YouTube channel, NT Greek Made Easier, or by following me on x.com at robmciver2024. And hey, if you found this video helpful, why not let me know by clicking on the like button below or by clicking on the heart icon. Thank you.